everyone, we're so excited to be here to celebrate our awesome teachers on this Teachers' Day. All of us want to say a huge thank you for everything you do for us every single day. We're really lucky to have one of our teachers with us today, Miss Shilpa. We know a lot about her as a teacher, but today we want to get to know her as a person too. So let's get started. So, if you go way back in time, what was your favorite subject when you were in school, and what made it so special?
Biology was absolutely my favorite subject. There was something magical about understanding how life works at its most fundamental level. I remember being fascinated by the concept of cells, how there's an entire hidden universe inside our body. The way photosynthesis could turn sunlight into energy, or how DNA carries the blueprint of life. It just blew my mind. That sense of wonder never left me, and probably that's why I chose biotechnology, and now I love sharing the same excitement with my learners.
That's so cool. Thinking back to when you were our age, can you describe yourself as a student? Were you a keen learner, a quiet observer, or maybe a playful student?
I was definitely a keen learner and a quiet observer, always brimming with curiosity. I was that one student who would sit attentively, absorbing everything, and really quiet on the outside, but my mind was always brimming with questions. I loved observing patterns, connections, and all the different concepts. While others were more vocal, I found my strength in deep thinking and asking thoughtful questions when the moment was right. My curiosity often took me to rabbit holes where I could discover more than the textbook would say.
It's wonderful to hear about your experiences. With everything you know now, what's one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self?
I would surely tell my younger self that it's okay to ask questions, even if they may seem silly. Every question is a doorway to deeper understanding. I was sometimes hesitant to speak, thinking my questions might be too basic. But now that I teach and I'm on the other side, I realize that questions we are most afraid to ask are often the ones that lead to the most profound insights. Also, I would say embrace your unique learning style. Not every learner learns in the same way, and that's perfectly okay.
We're curious, how did your own time as a student influence the kind of teacher you are today?
My experience taught me the importance of being more engaging and building genuine connections with learners. I remember how much more I learned when teachers took the time to understand me as an individual. Now I make sure to understand my each learner's unique uh, learning style and their pace. I ensure that everyone understands what I teach. No student gets left behind. And also, being a quiet observer myself, I'm particularly attentive to those learners who might not speak but have their brilliant minds working behind those thoughtful eyes.
And looking back, is there anything you wish your teachers had done differently?
Yes, definitely. I wish they could have paid more attention to the emotional support of the learners. Academic pressure can sometimes be really overwhelming. And sometimes we need to go beyond the grades and look at the emotional support that the learners require. I would have also appreciate if my facilitators teacher could be more flexible in the teaching styles. They like they could give us hands-on experiences, maybe more videos, so that they could cater to all the different learning styles of the learners, like visual learners and experiential learners.
And to finish up, we'd love to hear a funny story. What's one funny moment that you've had in your class that you'd like to share?
There was this one incident while I was teaching photosynthesis to my learners, and I playfully just mentioned, uh, please explain how do plants consume sunlight, that is, eat sunlight. And one very serious learner told me that, ma'am, do plants also get indigestion if they consume too much sunlight? The whole class burst out into laughter. But this simple question actually led to more insightful discussions about how too much light intensity can affect plants, how there is an optimal level of sunlight that is required, and how even plants experience plant stress. And this point made me realize that it is generally humor and curiosity that go hand in hand. And sometimes the most silly questions actually open the door to beautiful learning moments. That student taught me that day that making science fun doesn't mean making it less rigorous. It just makes it more memorable.
Thank you so much for sharing those stories. Now, to wind things up, would you like to show gratitude to any of your teachers?
Yes, I basically really look up to two main teachers in my life. One was Miss Sindhu, who, not three teachers, I would say rather. One was Miss Sindhu Nayak, who used to teach me English, and I really completely give her all the credit for me speaking well. Secondly, it is Miss Sushmita, who used to teach me biology, who inculcated the love of biology. And the third one is Miss Bindu, who was my teacher or my facilitator during my master's in education. She was the one who has made me so compassionate, increased my emotional quotient, and helped me develop the connection that I have with the learners now.
Thank you so much, Ms. Shilpa, for this wonderful session. We got to know so much about you and your student life. And now let's end this interview on a positive note. Wishing all the teachers a happy Teachers' Day ahead.
Thank you so much, Sophia. It was lovely to have you.
Thank you, ma'am.